Hi, welcome to complete linkage based agglomerative hierarchical clustering. Complete linkage in the sense the clustering process will consider the farthest distance between two data points, the data points between two different clusters mentioned as or and yes. So here we have mentioned the cluster or and yes. So when it is forming the clusters, it will use the maximum distance between the data points of two different clusters. So here we will first apply the Euclidean distance metric to calculate the distance matrix for given a data set. The data set is having 5 data points. So here we are going to apply Euclidean distance for finding the distance matrix. For example, we are going to find the distance between the data point 1 and 2. Here we will get 1.04139. Then when we are finding the distance between 3 comma 1, we will get the 0.59304. And when you are finding the distance between the 4 comma 1, we will get the 0.46098. So same value will be repeated here also. So 1 comma 1 is 0, 2 comma 1 is 1.04139. Here also when you are coming this place, 1 comma 2 also same 1.04139. And when you are taking the 3 comma 1, 1 comma 3 also same value will come 0.59304. So same value will be reflected in upper part of the given matrix table, right? So this is called upper portion triangle. This one is the bottom portion of the triangle. So here we will get same value in the upper portion and bottom, I mean below of the triangle. Here the point here to notice is diagonal values. So upper portion of the diagonal values and bottom portion of the diagonal values will be same. So we are removing the upper portion of the triangle values of this diagonal values. So here 5.5 comma 1 is 0.81841. So like this we have to calculate distance matrix. After finding the distance matrix, second step is we should find the minimum distance in the given distance matrix. So these 2 points are very close to each other in two different clusters. So here 0.30232 is minimum value among this given 10 values. Okay, so now here then we can merge this data points 4 and 3 because these are all close to each other. So after merging the data points at 4 and 3, we have to update the distance matrix by combining this 3 comma 4. After combining the 3 comma 4, we can identify the distance between 3 comma 4 to 1. 3 comma 4 to 1 first. So here for calculating the 3 comma 4 to 1, we are going to update that only this row and this column to be updated, because this is the value we are combined with the different clusters. So now for this row, d3 comma d4 to d1, first data point. So here the complete linkage is using the maximum distance between the two clusters. So 3 comma 4 is one cluster and data point 1 is another cluster. So we are going to finding the distance between 3 comma 4 is this one, data point 1 is this one. So we are going to finding the farthest distance between d3 comma 4 comma d1. So here 3 data point 4, this is data point 1. So now for this we have to calculate distance between the d3 d1 and distance between d4 d1. So that is the thing we have given here. Then from this maximum distance we have to take. So the distance between d3 comma d1, so here d3 comma d1, so this is the distance 0.59 304. Then we have to take the distance between d4 comma d1. So this is the d4 comma d1, 0.46098. So that is what this one. So from this we should consider maximum distance, so 0.59304, like that. And we have to take next one is 3 comma 4 and 2, 3 comma 4 and 2. So d3 comma 4 to the cluster point d2. So here we will have one more cluster point 2. So for this we have to update the distance. Now same thing, but d3 comma 4 is the cluster and d2 is another cluster. We are finding the distance between d3 comma d2 and d4 comma d2. When you are applying this, we will get d3 comma d2. So d3 comma d2, so this value to be taken. Then d4 comma d2. So d4 comma d2 is here we are having, this is the d4, then d2. Okay, so d4 comma d2 is this one, 0.61612, and d3 comma d2 is here this one, 0.7739. So we have taken two values. Among this maximum values 0.77369. So it is updated here in the new distance matrix table. Then again we have to find the distance between d3 comma 4 and 5, cluster value 5. So now we have to identify the distance between this one. For that we have to identify d3 comma d5, d4 comma d5. So d3 comma d5 is here, d3 comma d5 is 0.455222. d4 comma d5 is the 0.35847. Then from this maximum value is 0.44522. So this value is also updated. As I said, we have updated this row and this column, all the three values. After this, now we have to identify again minimum value by repeating the step 2, 3, 4. This is the step number 2, finding the minimum value, then combining the closed clusters, then update the distance matrix. So we have to repeat the same process again until we are having single node in the cluster, right? So now we are identifying the minimum value 0.32388. Here we will combine the cluster number 5 and cluster number 2. We combined. Then we have to update the distance matrix after combining. Now we have to take the d2 comma d5. Only we have to update this row and 2 comma 5. So this one and this one, two columns. Okay, so now we have to update the distance between d2 comma 5, right? So we are taking this one and this one, d2 comma 5 to 1. So this place we have to update, and also this place we have to update. So for updating d2 comma d5 with 1, we identify the maximum distance between d2 comma d5, d1 and d5 comma d1. So d2 comma d1 is here, the distance between the d2 comma d1 is 1.04139. so that value we are using now. Then next one is d5 comma d1. So d5 comma d1, so this value. So among this the maximum value is 1.04139 as per complete linkage. Then update the distance between d2 comma d5 comma d3 comma d4. So now we have to update that by finding the distance between d2 comma d3 d4, right, and d5 comma d3 d4. So now when you are looking this d2 comma d3 d4, so d2 comma d3 d4, so this is the d3 d4 and this value 0.77369. then d3 comma d4 with d5. So d3 comma d4, this one, and d5, so this one. So this value can be used. So among this maximum values 0.77369, so this is updated. Previous step, in this step this one is updated. So both rows of 2 comma 5 and columns of 2 comma 5 is updated. After updation, again we have to repeat the steps 2 comma 3 4 and finding the minimum distance as per the step 2. So minimum distance is this one. Step 3 is merging the data points which are close to each other, 3 comma 4 and 1. So now we are merging that 3 comma 4 with 1. After merging, we have to update the distance matrix as per the given procedure. So d1 3 comma 4 and finding the distance between 2 comma 5 and 1 comma 3 comma 4. So for this we will find the distance between d1 comma d2 d5 and d2 comma d3 d2 d5 and d4 comma d2 d5. So here we have to identify the distance between like this. So here we have to identify d1 d3 comma d4 comma, I mean, here we have to identify the distance between here d1 d1 comma d2 d5 d3 comma, this is actually d1 comma. So when you are updating that value based upon the complete linkage, here we will get the distance between d3 comma d4 and d2 comma d5, this one, this value, right? So here we will find the maximum between these two values, 1.04139. Now we are updating that new value in the distance matrix after combining the value d1 3 comma 4, so this one and 2 5, so this place, so row and column. Now after updating, we are having only one data point with a single cluster like this, right? So here single cluster is having 2 comma 5, this one, and another one cluster is having three data points. This is 1 3 4, this is 2 comma 5. Then we can merge together like this. So we can, after merging, there is no data available, so all the data points are clustered with data, all the cluster data points are clustered. Okay, so first we have clustered d3 comma d4, then d2 comma d5. So after d1 with d2 comma d5, here d1 with 3 comma 4, d3 comma 4, and d1 with d3 d here d2 comma d5 and d3 d1 d3 d4 are combined finally, right? So finally we have combined all the data points. Then we have to find the dendrogram for each step. So first step is we have combined here d3 comma d4. So d3 comma d4 is combined with the value here which is given 0.30232. So here 0.30232 is d3 comma d4. Then d25 d5 are combined with 0.23238. So look at that, 3 comma 4 is first we combined, the height, I mean the distance is 0.30. Then d2 d5 is merged here, this is the d2 comma d5, right? Then d3 comma d4 and d1. So this is okay, this one, this both are merged with the value approximately here 0.46098. Then we are combining all the data points here, d2 comma d5, this one and this one. So two clusters are there which are combining with the value 1.04139. Okay, so this data points d1 is combined with not d1 or d2 comma d5. This d2 comma d5 are combined with d1 d3 d4 with the distance of 1.04139. So this is the way to construct the dendrogram for each step when applying the clustering. So the hierarchical clustering we have done from bottom up, from bottom to top. So this is bottom up approach, hierarchical clustering, based upon the agglomerative hierarchical clustering. Thanks for watching.